When my daughter Meredith passed away 4 years ago, I made her a promise that I would be there for her daughter Savannah as she grew up, and that my husband Tom and I would do our best to make sure she has a happy life. Sports have been a balm for Savannah. They keep her active and engaged. They keep her mind occupied. Her basketball team, the Badgers, had played a perfect season, and they were headed to the championship game on a Saturday morning. I had been to every game that season, and I promised Savannah I would be there for the big one. I'd been working out of town all week. It was a Friday night, and we finally wrapped up, and I hit the road around dusk. I felt worn down and kind of sleepy when I set off, but I had driven when I'd felt that way before, and I knew I could make it. About an hour and 45 minutes into my 3-hour drive, my eyelids got heavy and I started to space out for a little short periods of time. I have the Beth system in my car, and I must have started to do some swerving because the screen on my dashboard lit up with a warning, and Beth asked me if everything was all right. I said I was fine. I turned the air conditioning on to blow in my face, and I turned my music up. All the little tricks to keep myself awake, just to push on. I started counting the exits as they rolled by. My eyelids were still heavy, but I was past the halfway point of the drive, and I thought I could make it. I don't know how much time had passed. 2 minutes, 5, maybe 10, but suddenly I woke up to headlights in my face. The headlights of a car that I was about to crash into. My car seat was vibrating, my steering wheel was vibrating, the dashboard was red, there was a loud beeping. My car was doing everything it could to wake me up, to get me alert, to save my life. Before I had time to think, Beth took control of the wheel and moved me back into the lane of traffic. Because of Beth, I was able to avoid a crash. She asked me if I needed any emergency assistance, which thankfully I didn't, but I was still very disoriented, so Beth identified the closest exit with a gas station where I could pull over. I asked Beth to dial Tom for me, and that was one of the best and worst phone calls I've ever made. It was the best because I got to hear Tom's voice and be thankful that I was safe and in one piece. But it was the worst because I realized I almost put my family and someone else's family through another horrible loss. Those last few miles home were tense. My adrenaline was pumping, but I felt better knowing that even though I was the only person in the car, I wasn't alone. My car had my back. I made it home to see the Badgers cap their season with a championship trophy. And if my car hadn't been there for me, I wouldn't be here for Savannah. And I can't express how grateful I am for that, because I know I'll have a lot more to see and many more promises to keep.